Alright, Shalom. This is Hara 1 by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp, located right here in Jacksonville, Florida. Before I begin, I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem Harakah Kodash Ma'amah. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and their elders. Shalom to you, Akim, Nakwatim, and children that believe in sincerity and truth around the four corners of the earth. Yeah, man, it's a lot. Elder Pastor Har titled this year the year, hopeful year of Jacob's trouble, man. And it seems like we might be on the cusp of that situation, because you got Russian bombers, all right, nuclear submarines pulling into Havana. Now, actually, right at this moment as we speak, and they should be there June 12th. All right, the warships will be in Havana from June 12th to June 17th, and then you got a major situation happening Monday dealing with the Saudi petrol oil deal. All right, I may go into that in a few minutes as well. But it says the warship will be in Havana from June 12th to June 17th. So that's a long time for them to be doing military exercises or bolstering. Because Russia just said the other day, do not give Ukraine weapons, missiles to strike Russia. And they did just that. They gave Ukraine missiles, and Ukraine used those missiles to strike Russia. So basically, if there was a button to push, Ukraine is the finger, and the United States, France, and Britain, they're the ones that's controlling that hand. All right, so it's basically them going to war with Russia, whether they say it's a proxy or not. But we all know that's in this truth that a lot of prophecies have to come to pass first. But they can, as you see, they can happen quick. They can quickly switch over to a digital system. It'll probably take a month or so to do it. The civil war could break out fast before the elections, and then you got Russia at the back doorstep of America, real close to Miami now. And this nuclear, and they're gonna have submarines. They got nuclear submarines, even though Cuba said they're not gonna have nukes on them. But that's the same type of game America plays. They're not gonna have nukes. They're not gonna have weapons. But then next thing you know, boom, they pop up. All right. So you got America scrambling their bombers, the B-52 bombers, all up and down the East Coast right now. And Russia said, yo, if y'all keep giving weapons to our enemies, well, shit, we can go around the world and just give missiles and nukes to America's enemies and Britain's enemies. So they can give nukes to Iran, they can give nukes to Cuba, nukes, because Cuba's against America still. They still, since Fidel Castro and the, 1962, the Cuban Missile Crisis, where they had nukes. Putin and them had nukes pointed at America, scared the hell out. I think it was Kennedy. Was it Kennedy? It was 1962. All right, so now they pulling up to Havana, and they're gonna be dropping all kind of bombs in the water, man, scaring the shit out of America. All right, so it says the missiles that are on this ship, right? They got on the submarines. They called the Caliber missiles. Caliber is another word for sword, I think. All right, like Excalibur, like a sword. So the places that are in the striking range of these Excalibur missiles from Russia, from the submarines, well, from the ship, it could reach all the way up to South Carolina with missiles if they chose to right now. But with the submarines, they can reach all the way up to Dallas, to to St. Louis to Chicago to New York, all the way up to D.C. So that means anywhere is anywhere from the Midwest all the way to the East Coast and the South and the North is under threat right now from Russia with a direct attack under pressure. So what do I think this is? I think it's just a message that Russia's sending and a setting of the chess table. They're like, all right, y'all setting y'all chess pieces up. Let me set mine up. So now they may go around and equip certain countries that are enemies to America. They may go around and set up military bases or position their, uh, nuclear subs and nuclear capable warships near, close to America, close to Britain, or close to France, or close to Germany. So this is what Russia's doing now. The bear is out of hibernation and the bear is on the move. All right. So these are major prophecies kicking off right now. Let me get a precept. All right. This is It says, Putin sends Russian warships, nuclear submarines to Cuba. What happens next? Cuba claims none of the ships are carrying nuclear weapons. And we know Cuba is basically Manasseh, one of the tribes of Israel. Is Putin following his threat with action? See, he just made a threat. And that threat that he made was this right here, over here in the red quotes. If they consider it possible to deliver such weapons to the combat zone over in Ukraine, to launch strikes on our territory and create problems for us, why don't we have the right to supply weapons of the same type? Basically saying supply weapons to America's enemies. Ooh, man. Alright. That's deep, man. So that's what Putin's doing right now. It's not just a military exercise, as they try to say. But we know there's still some prophecies that got to happen first, like the MOTB, Civil War got to break out, the dollar going to crash. That's what Putin's waiting for as well. He's not even talking about trying to go into Kharkiv and take that area over near Ukraine. All right, so they, so what he's trying to do is back everybody, all those nations off of his border, and create a zone, a space where his troops can move around, and they're willing to use nuclear weapons to create that space, meaning they want to destroy all the soldiers that's coming over there from these Germany, France, Britain, and America. America talking about sending almost 300,000 soldiers. That's a whole army. All right, Ezekiel 38 and 7. We know Ezekiel 38, Gog and Magog, is talking about Russia. All right, and those Eurasian countries around Russia, which is called the Soviet Union or the USSR at one point. It's Ezekiel 38 and 7. It says, be thou a guard unto them. All right. And prepare for thyself, thou and all thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. So Russia's helping to prepare these countries that are allies with Russia and China. They're preparing themselves for World War III, for war with America. So right now Putin's taking action. He's not even making it a threat. He done showed up. They say pull up. Yeah, he pulled up. He pulled all the way up. He on the borders of America right now, going up and down the East Coast. We're going down the East Coast with bombers. What you call that? Navy ships with caliber missiles or submarines. Always following Navy ships. Anytime you see Navy ships, aircraft carriers, there's always submarines around, which are way more deadly than these aircraft carriers and Navy ships. So everything's in place. The table is being set for the destruction of this place, the daughter of Babylon. You got economic turmoil. You got civil unrest. Possible disease X. Talks of famine. Everything that's according to prophecy is on the table right now. So Ezekiel 38 um, and 8. All right. It says, "After many days thou shalt be visited." See, the Lord is dealing with Russia right now. All right. Just like when the Romans came against us, what did Josephus say to the Israelites? The Most High is with the Romans right now. Give up. All right. But the Lord loves His people, Israelites. Israel. Especially the elect. But the Most High controls nations, man. He raises up one over the other. And right now He's raising up Russia and all Russia's allies, especially like China. All right. So and now we're gonna hear about Cuba again. Ezekiel 38 and 8. "After many days thou shalt be visited. In the latter years thou shalt come into the land that is brought back from the sword," man. So they're going to go up to the land of Israel, and they're going to go up to the land of America. So they're coming against America, and they're going to come against the land of Israel. Both of those are going to be destroyed, according to the scriptures. All right. It was brought back from the sword, and is gathered out of many people. All right, so Israel is the one that's going to be gathered out of many people. So now we're over here. The main deliverance is going to happen here in America. All right. So that when they come up against this place, Putin's also coming against the children of Israel over here. It's going to be to destroy 2/3. All right, whether knowingly or unknowingly. He knows Jake's over here, but the scriptures say He's not going to spare none. Their bows shall dash the young men to pieces. They're not going to spare anybody. All right, so they're going to come against this place with the children of Israel still in America. They're not going to say, "Hey, evacuate." And is gathered out of many people against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but is brought forth out of the land. So like it brought forth out of the nations. See, Israel is going to be brought forth out of the nations. We were scattered, and even though our land was destroyed and it was rebuilt, right? America was a desert, and they built upon it. And the children of Israel are here. So we're the ones that's going to be brought forth from amongst all the nations. All right. So when He come up against America, He's also coming up against spiritually coming against 2/3, whether Putin knows it or not. All right. Which have been always waste, but it is brought forth out of the nations, man, and they shall dwell safely, all of them, man. You see that? So you got heathens in our land dwelling safely today. You got Jake over here and their wickedness dwelling safely in America, all the United States. Right? It says, in which all those states in America, 50 states, are strategic targets for Russia. It says, verse 9, "Thou shalt ascend." Where is it at? Yep. This is what I want. "Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm. Thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land. Thou and all thy bands and many people with thee," man. So that's Armageddon. When Russia goes against Israel and then they come up against America, they're showing some of the options they could take. They can go over there. They're going to have stuff set up in Cuba. They're going to come through Canada, right? Over in the so-called Middle East, they can give missiles to Syria and even Iran, North Korea. So Well, North Korea already got missiles. So now here go the point. After this one it says, "Thus saith Yahweh the power, it shall come to pass that at that same time shall things come into thy mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought." See, we're seeing the inclination of that evil thought. Look what he thinking. Look at Putin. If they consider it possible to deliver such weapons to the combat zone to launch strikes on our territory and create problems for us, why don't we have the right to supply weapons of the same type? That's his evil thought, man. That's part of it. All right, but at some point, it's not going to be bolstering. It's not going to be messaging. Threats. It's going to be a straight attack, full-on attack. But the Most High, the scriptures say, Putin or Russia, which is also called the Medes in the Bible, his device is going to be to destroy Babylon. That's going to be his imagination, his plan in his mind to destroy it. Right now, his intent is not to destroy it. His intent is not to destroy Kharkiv. His intent is not to destroy Ukraine. He want to take Ukraine. All right. He want to take that place and rebuild it. But they trying to get him to destroy it. All right. So the whole table's being set, man. Now all we got to see now is the dollar crash, right? And all hell break loose. They got the elections coming up. That goes to Revelation 13, two horns between the Democratic and Republican Party. Then the MOTB, they're going to be switched to a digital system. So all these things are on the table right now, man. It could change so quick. And now, yeah, all the choices people making. People claim to be in the truth, then they fall out, and then next thing you know, boom, nuclear sub shows up. It's like, oh shit. Damn, man. Alright, so we had to, yeah, I'll leave that topic alone right now. But, yeah, it's the wrong time to be turning back, man. It's the wrong time to be betraying the Most High. This is the wrong time to fall into wickedness. Shoo. And you damn sure don't want to burn a bridge that you can't walk back over with the Lord. All right, so yeah, man. Let's keep going. And thou shalt. This is what he gonna think an evil thought. Thou shalt think an evil thought. So he's starting to come into that mindset. Like, all right, I'm gonna go up to their damn borders. They want to come to ours. Let's go to their borders now. Let's go up to Israel too. Right, so we're gonna see that soon eventually, and go up to the borders of America as well. All right, so this weekend, right now as we speak, there's bombers, there's Navy ships, nuclear subs, everything's at the door of America. And Russia could be supplying Cuba with missiles, even though they're claiming not to, which I believe they are. Ain't no more close to the doorstep than this. Look where they at. Sheesh. That's right there. Hello. Is it somebody said you were looking for me? Here I go. Verse 11, it says, "And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages," man. So Putin's coming up to the land, up to America, man. America dwelling in safety and peace and from all his enemies around the world. They're getting sabotaged from the inside and all that, but America's trying to do coveting an evil covetousness to his house, man. All right, so that they can keep their greatness, as Putin say. America's trying to keep his greatness. That's why it's called Babylon the Great. Great in wickedness, great in resources, great in power, but that power is being stripped away from America like Black Panther. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages. That's America, United States of America, which their missile defenses cannot stop Russia's missiles. I will go to them that are at rest, man, that dwell safely. Look at the places on here: Dallas, St. Louis, Chicago, New York, Washington D.C. There's a lot of crime in those states, but they're dwelling safely because of no threats from other countries. Not anymore. Now that threat is here. All right, they don't feel people not gonna feel so safe anymore. What? All of them dwelling safely. All of them dwelling without walls, man. A lot of them don't even have missile defenses and protection, and having neither bars nor gates, man. All right. It says what? To take a spoil. So eventually, right now, he's not coming to take a spoil or to destroy this place. But eventually, Russia will. It's going to be a live action, and they're going to be looking to destroy this place. Right now, Russia is looking to bring peace. He's looking for a long-term strategy, not a short-term quick fix. He's not trying to gamble. He sees what the Biden administration is up to, and the globalists over there in Europe, what they call the West. Right now, you got the West versus the East, kings of the East. It's all right there, man, from the scriptures. But you got a lot of people that still don't see it because the Lord had blinded them. All right, so they're going to show up at some point, and it's going to be not to make drills or not to only scare Americans or the leaders of America. I'll say the West, but at some point it's going to be to destroy this place. All right, they're going to sweep it with the besom of destruction. The Lord said He's going to what? I'm gonna get that too probably. It says to take a spoil, to take a prey, to turn thy hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited. And places like America, it's really a desert, but it's inhabited right now. All of them dwelling without walls, man. All the places, the states that don't really have the protection. And Russia, like, I can destroy y'all. He can destroy this place. But they threatening Russia. All of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates. So like to take a spoil and to take a prey, to turn thy hand upon the desolate places that are now inhabited, and upon the people that are gathered out of the nations, talking about Israelites that are here, which have gotten cattle and goods, came over here and got rich, became Democrats, became Republicans. That's Jake. Came over here in slavery. Now they over here drunk off of the wine as well, and the dainties. All these celebrities, right? Having, this is that dwell in the midst of the land, right? They think the world revolves around them, around Americans. All right? That dwell in the midst of this place, deep in the heart of this place too, with their mind. Russia like, yo, they the ones gonna get destroyed. That's what he going for. The ones that are on the side of these globalists, the ones that are on the side of these Satanists and people, the Biden administration and such. All right. All right. So it's the Most High sending them over here. Check this out. This is Jeremiah 51 and 1. Thus saith Yahweh, behold, I will raise up against Babylon and against them that dwell in the midst of them, just like it just said, those that dwell in the midst of the land, all the citizens of America, especially Israelites that are dwelling here, all right, 2/3, that dwell in the midst of the land of them that rise up against me. See, the ones that rise up against the Most High, they're being exposed. They're the same ones that Putin is against. The sodomy, the betrayal, the devil worship. It's crazy, you know, it's spiritual. They should dwell in the midst. Those that dwell in the midst of them that rise up against me, a destroying wind. So that's the nuclear destruction. The Most High has created the waster to destroy, and He's handed it put it into the hands of the smiter. All right, of the slayer. So the Lord created these weapons through the hearts of men, and put it into the hands of the slayer, and that's Russia. Verse 2, and I will send unto Babylon fanners. So the Lord is sending fanners unto Babylon. Let's see what that is. So it ain't gonna just be Russia at some point. Russia is also equipping these smaller proxy countries like Cuba. Let the weak say I'm strong. All right. Beat your plowshares into pruning hooks into swords, into missiles. So the word fanners, the Lord is sending fanners to Babylon. It means strangers, someone to turn you aside, meaning like somebody that's against you now. To be a foreigner, stranger, to profane. It says an enemy, to become estranged, man. And that's what Russia and America are doing. They're becoming enemies now. All right, when they were just allegedly cool with each other, World War One going into World War Two, and after that, when Russia got nukes, that's when America was like, all right, we got in Europe, they set up deterrence against Russia, and they want to be the big wigs, the West, but they set up deterrence against Russia, and they declared Japan and Russia as enemies, and they established what you call NATO. But NATO can't exist without an enemy. It's a beast. It's an immoral agency that was established through Satanism from the left-hand side out there in Europe. But a North Atlantic Treaty Organization cannot exist without an enemy. So they created an enemy with Russia. Started pushing at the doorstep, poking the bear, standing outside the cave. Come out here, bear. I'll fuck you up. Now the bear come out swinging. You know, it's scared the shit out of everybody. So the Lord has raised up fanners, which also means foreign nations or enemies. It's deep, man. To be one that's alienated. All right. So the Lord is raising up enemies that shall fan her. See that? So the Lord is sending these nations against this place because it's that time. They should what? They're going to what? Diffuse this place. They're going to winnow it. That means scatter it, shake it up. Do the winnowing for the Most High. With those winds, those destructive winds, that goes into that winnowing tool like I was reading about with the harvest. Just, you know, you have the sickle to cut off. That's what the Lord got in his hand. And then you got the winnowing tool to scatter them and separate the chaff from the grain. So the elect are going to be separated through the destruction. Just like the elect are separated through the spirit, 2/3 are going to be separated through the destruction. And scattered, man. Alright? So, scattered like chaff that blows away with the wind, get destroyed. All right, so the Lord is raising up nations, enemies that are coming up to the borders and threatening America now to put this place in fear. All right, to shake it up. Sheesh. All right. So now, and I will send unto Babylon fanners, enemies, that shall scatter this place. Throw it down, man. And shall empty her land, man. So this place is going to be emptied like a lava pit. Going to melt all the flesh off of this damn land. That way it said to take a spoil, meaning what? To take lives. In this sense. Russia ain't trying to get no, it's a gold and silver, they're not going to regard it. They coming to take some damn lives, man, and take revenge. That's the spoil they want. It says what? They're gonna empty this land. Right now, they're not aiming to do that. They're just trying to defend theirs. But at some point, because their trust is broken, they trusted America to be the dominant big brother watching over everybody. Great nation. That's why they all invested in the dollar. The Bretton Woods Agreement, 1944. Then you had the Nixon shock, petrodollar, and now they was all drunken off that wine and boasting and thinking America was great, and they was trusting it to be all that it can be, right? Trusting it to become that. Well, it became that. Then it became a bully, the hammer of the earth, crushing whatever nation is under it. And Russia like, yo, we ain't about to be under y'all. So the Lord is sending enemies to this place now. He said, set yourselves against Babylon round about. Wait till they see that happen. Whew. All right. See, it says, and they shall empty her land, for in the day of trouble they shall be against her round about. I just said that. So that's what they're waiting for. They're waiting for America's demise. They're waiting for the dollar or the petrodollar to be done with. That's what Russia said. Russia said it. They're like, why attack America when they could just sit back or even influence the fall of this place and its economy and currency, while they jump ship and they move towards their own currencies and their own system, digital, and their own allies with the BRICS. So they doing that, and then when all hell break loose and the lights go out in this place, boom, it's just waiting. Against, all right, so when the day of trouble comes, they're going to be right there waiting. And then they're going to just destroy this place, man. Civil war, it's a lot happening in America for them to be so proud. All right, so in the day of trouble, they shall be against her round about. So look at that. Russia's against this place. And they're going to be, but the allies are going to be against this place too. All right, so with that, I'm going to end it there, man, and say shalom.